Hi everyone, welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Miss Rhea Mazumdar Singhal, founder and CEO of Ecoware, a sustainable food packaging company. Rhea is a graduate of University of Bristol and has attended Harvard Kennedy School. Rhea had worked with Pfizer Pharmaceutical for 4 years before starting her own venture in 2009. Hi, Rhea. Welcome to ELI.
Hi, thank you for having me. How are you?
Rhea would request you to introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I am Rhea Mazumdar Singhal. I am the CEO and founder of Ecoware. We are India's first and largest sustainable packaging company. That's me in a nutshell.
Uh, Tell us more about yourself. I believe you have you have got Nari Shakti Puraskar, and you are Asia 21 of CII. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. I mean, these are obviously milestones. I've been working very hard the last 11 years to eradicate single-use plastic in our country. And our vision is in line with, the Prime Minister's vision of converting waste to wealth. So we have worked really hard, behind Ecoware. We take agricultural waste and we convert it into packaging for the food and beverage industry, displacing single-use plastic. And we've been doing a lot of work behind this and to create awareness and education for the last 11 years or so. And I think, obviously with that has come the recognition. So I had the honor of receiving the Nari Shakti Puraskar from the president last year. And we've been fortunate to be invited to various networks and platforms such as the World Economic Forum, as well as Asia 21 and CII, in order to obviously share our experiences, learn, and then scale our impact ultimately.
Okay. Rhea, tell us in detail what is Ecoware all about. You can mention what is the size of our operation, how many clients are there, what are the different products we have, and
Sure, of course. So Ecoware, like I said, is India's first and largest sustainable packaging company. It was founded in 2009. And behind it are three very clear guiding principles. Number one is the safety. So we are talking about safety of humanity as well as the environment. We wanted to create a product that does not change the nutritional value of the food that you put in it, which Ecoware does not do, unlike what you see with plastic. And we wanted to create a product that was easy to dispose of and wasn't harming the environment. So again, safe for the environment, right? The second guiding principle for us is impact. We wanted to create impact in everything that we do, and we've done that. We've created social governance as well as environmental impact in our 11-year journey. And we wanted to, the other thing was just being authentic. So being clear, there's a lot of greenwash in the market. We wanted to make sure that we were different and we stood out. So that's basically, why Ecoware was founded. Those are the three guiding principles. And since then, we supply all over India. We do various shapes and sizes of bowls, cups, meal trays, boxes. Our clients span, from an online platform such as Amazon to the Indian Railways. So we work with various clients across the country.
Rhea, can you point out what is the biggest problem you are solving in the business as well as the society?
So the biggest problem that we're solving is that we're trying to get rid of people using single-use plastic, right? We're trying to create a solution. Our products are made from agri-waste. The agri-waste is typically burnt or used as animal fodder. So we're trying to improve farmer livelihood. We're trying to create more jobs. And we're trying to displace the amount of plastic, single-use plastic people are using.
Now coming back to our usual questions, Rhea, I would like to know, when did you think of becoming an entrepreneur?
I decided to become an entrepreneur in 2009. So it was, I had moved from London to India, and I just had enough of the pharma world and decided to do something different.
And what triggered it? What was the motivation behind choosing such a career?
I think that it was that I wanted to create a difference. I think that health impact is something that has been very close to my heart. The benefits of a positive lifestyle. I felt like when I moved here, we didn't have any formal waste segregation. People were throwing all their waste in one dustbin. I felt that we needed to change behavior. We needed to do something different. And I wanted to be part of that journey.
Okay. When you started your venture, what kind of funds and investments you required to get started?
So we're a completely bootstrapped company. I mean, that was it really.
But
And so all the funding came
to set up the manufacturing and all. You'd need some funds, right?
Yeah, so like I said, we're bootstrapped, and that all came internally from within the family.
Okay. What is the typical investment required for setting up such a business?
It's really hard for me to put a number, and I don't want to kind of quote numbers because it just depends on the kind of plant someone wants. I mean, their capacity, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and I don't want to disclose how much what we've shared. So it depends on the size of someone's project.
Understood. Rhea, tell us, what was your first day of entrepreneurship like? Or first day or first month? How did you get your first client and all?
Gosh, it was so long ago. I don't really remember, but I think it was an exciting journey. I have never worked in India. I, was new to Delhi, so there were a lot of challenges, but exciting nonetheless. And I came from a background of sales and marketing in the pharmaceutical industry, so selling is something that I'm always passionate about. And so it was good. It was good to be out in the market, be client facing, understand what the challenges, issues, obstacles, or concerns were, and then to overcome those and close those orders.
Okay, speaking of challenges, tell us what are the challenges you've faced along the way while building and growing this venture?
So I think one of the key challenges is the lack of education. There are no industry standards around what we do. We've had to build, create from scratch, and obviously set an example for anyone else that's come into the industry. And I think that, when we started, none of our stakeholders understood what it meant for a product to be biodegradable, for it to be compostable. So we've spent a lot of time creating awareness across all the layers of society. But I think that we are, 1.3 billion people, and we still have a lot of work to do and a lot of people to reach. So that I think still remains a challenge. And don't forget that we started this entire movement before any sort of Swachh Bharat or Clean India campaign came in, right? So there's been a lot of effort that's gone behind it. And now, we want to reach more people and get them to stop using plastic.
Tell us, how did you find your, do you have a co-founder? I would like to know.
Not really, no.
Okay. So to support...
So my father-in-law is a serial entrepreneur. He's all about sustainable technology. And he was, until today, remains a huge source of support for me.
Okay. but to expand your operation and help you with the other stuff, you'd have required a team, and over the time you'd have recruited multiple people for your venture. Would like to know how do you recruit people, and when you recruit, what are the different kind of traits or qualities you look in a person while hiring them?
So I think, aside from experience, I'm not, I weigh experience more than education. You can say quite safely. I mean, whether someone has 3 degrees and isn't able to do the job versus someone who has 1 degree and has actually had the physical experience of doing the job, that means more to me. And I think ultimately that they have to be committed to the guiding principles of the organization and the values that we bring forward, and what we stand for. So that's also very important to me, and the culture within the organization, because that's that is basically what flows through our blood. So those are, I would say, the three key things that are important.
Okay. Yeah, here is an interesting question for you. If I were to make a movie out of your life, especially those parts which involves entrepreneurship, so how would be the opening sequence be like of that movie?
Oh gosh, I have absolutely no idea. Well, if you had to make a movie on my life as an entrepreneur, what would that look like? Is that what you're asking me?
Exactly. Yeah. How would it start with? How would be the opening sequence like?
It would probably start with a 27-year-old girl who had absolutely no idea what she was getting herself into. Moved from London, a lot of enthusiasm, willing to take on any challenge, and just ready to conquer the world. Moved to Delhi and didn't think too much about what she had to do, and just went out and did it.
Okay. Rhea, tell us why Ecoware and why plastic? Why you got into this domain? What is your background in this domain? Why you wanted to solve this problem?
I wanted to solve this problem because I didn't feel that it was right that so many people were eating out of plastic. Right? They obviously didn't understand the negative health impact of it. Being a pharmacologist, I was in a position where I did understand. I understood disease, I understood risks and risk factors, and I didn't think that it was right that so many people were being compromised because of lack of knowledge. And also, I was very disturbed at the amount of waste that we generate and the fact that we take no responsibility for it whatsoever. Practically everything that we use ends up in a landfill because we don't know any better, and if we do know better, then we don't have like a waste management system to support that know-how, right, and behavior. So I wanted to create something that, like I said, was safe for people to eat out of, and did not end up in a landfill. And that's the beauty of Ecoware, because it's 90-day backyard biodegradable. So if you dig a hole in your garden or your backyard, whatever, and you put this product in soil, it will turn into soil in 90 days. And it doesn't rely on any formal waste segregation, and it will never live in a landfill forever.
Okay. Identifying and understanding a problem to solve is one thing, but then solving it is another ball game altogether. What I want to say is, Rhea, how did you gather the knowledge required to build such a product?
So I use such products, right? Living abroad, I use such products. I was exposed to such products, and then for me, I wanted to bring that same benefit to India. And I knew that for it to work, it had to be, a homegrown solution, a homemade solution. And I went into Sadar Bazaar and Chandni Chowk and the wholesale markets, and I understood the shapes and sizes of what sold well and what people were buying and what, the different customer segments used. And I said, okay, let's try it with 5 shapes and we'll see what happens. So I replicated 5 things. I gave them a better version of the consumer market, a better version of it, and they obviously took to it.
Okay. When you initially started selling your products, how what was the one thing customers liked about your product? I think customers were very new to eco-friendly products. Why would they buy a new product which they have not bought in ever, right?
So I think for them, it was a better quality product. It felt stronger, more durable. It looked better. And obviously the fact that it, was uh, eco-friendly helped. So I think that's why they bought into it.
Okay. Was it also cheaper compared to the other alternative available?
It wasn't cheaper.
Okay. So, who are our target audience? Is it the premium customers or is it everyone else? Everyone, just everyone.
I think it's anyone. It's from your chaiwala to your 5-star hotel. We ultimately we want to educate everyone that they shouldn't be using plastic. And so absolutely everybody.
Okay. How? What is the difference in price of a typical plastic product and a eco-friendly plastic product?
It's about 15%.
Okay. Uh, Now my question to you: what is your vision with Ecoware? Where you want to see this venture in, let's say, 10 years time and 20 years time?
So I think for us, we've ultimately done really well with the food and beverage industry. Like I said, we want to reach more people. We want to find different applications, so we can maybe move to an e-commerce packaging or other industries that use a lot of plastic. And and we just want to work with different types of feedstocks so that we keep improving farmer livelihood and scaling our social impact along with our environmental impact.
Rhea, who is your inspiration or role model when it comes to entrepreneurship?
That's a tough one. I think my father-in-law, as you know, like I said, I think he's a serial entrepreneur and quite an amazing one, that too. So as an entrepreneur, I would say that he is certainly a role model.
Okay. Rhea, tell us, how do you compare entrepreneurship with a full-time job?
Um, I look, I don't think it's right to compare. I think the grass is always greener on the other side. And I think they both have their challenges. I think it just depends. I think ultimately, whatever you choose to do, you must be clear that you want to make a difference. You're not just doing a job for the sake of it, and you're not being an entrepreneur for the sake of it, right? So I think that's something that you have to keep in mind. I don't think you can compare the two. I like I said, I think they're different experiences, and they might be the grass is always green on the other side, and there's a right time for everything.
Okay, I'm almost done with the questions. I have two more questions left. First question, how do you suggest our audience who are potential entrepreneurs to start their journey?
I think that a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking, and I think that you need to start doing. So get up and make that first move. Like, things will always evolve. You're never fully prepared for any situation. So I think the most productive thing you can do is to start.
What would be your final message to potential entrepreneurs of this country?
I think that, like I said, you must be authentic and you must create impact. You have to be different. Don't be a copycat. It's not worth it. You won't last very long. And and I think as an entrepreneur, it's always important to have your networks of people around you, because it can be a very lonely journey, but every entrepreneur is going through something. So, make sure that you network, you keep learning, you keep evolving, and and best of luck.
That was a lovely message, Rhea. Well, it was a great pleasure to host you here at ELI, and I think our audience
So,
have got lifetime lessons from this video. Thanks for your time, Rhea, and our best wishes for Ecoware.
thank you. Take care. Bye.
Viewers, you can follow and connect with Rhea on LinkedIn by searching for Rhea Mazumdar Singhal. Also, do visit their website by typing ecoware.in. So, whom do you want to have here at ELI for next episode? Do let me know in comments below. We'll be back. Stay tuned to ELI.